right, good morning, YouTube. It's 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning. I'm down here in Redding, California. So we're going to go tackle Trinity County, about an hour drive from here. And when I woke up and came out to the car to load everything up, it has been raining. So I think it's probably actually going to make for a nicer day. I think it's going to be a little bit cooler than it was originally projected. So looking forward to that. I'm curious to see, looking at some weather reports over at Weaverville. It's got a 90% chance of rain. So eager to see how that plays into our day, but hope you guys get a chance to get out there and find your path. All right, time to get my morning coffee. I'm gonna go to Dutch Bros. I normally don't go to Dutch Bros, not for coffee.
Good morning.
Morning.
What you drinking?
How about vanilla cold brew?
We have medium vanilla cold brew with almond milk.
Yeah.
Perfect. Here's the spray up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good stuff. All right, pulled out of the parking lot onto a one-way street going the wrong way. It's going to be one of those days, I'm afraid. Making my way over to Weaverville, which is in Trinity County. I think I'm driving along the Highway 299. There's still so much evidence of these wildfires. You can see a lot of the scarred land and the forest. There's like sections where it's just scorched earth, like over here to the right side. And then there's sections where it doesn't look like it was scorched at all. And this has really been the pattern throughout California as I've been traveling around all these counties. And it's just visually different to be able to see it and to get a better view and imagine what the people that lived near or in these areas must have been thinking as they saw these fires just ripping through their neighborhoods. Because I'm going to ride with somebody, I think I'm going to mix it up a little bit and give you a little history update about Trinity County. Established in 1850, Trinity County is one of the original 27 counties. The population in Trinity County is just about 12,000 people. It's down about 10% from where it was in 2010 during the 2010 census. So the 2019 estimation has it at about 12,200. It was above 13,000 in the 2010 census. The county seat there is Weaverville. Population of Weaverville is also down a little bit. Population there is about 3,000 people. So like a lot of the counties up here in the north, largely started by the gold rush. As people were coming through this area looking for gold, that brought a lot of people and settlers to the area. There was a pretty large Chinese population in Trinity County at the beginning during the gold rush. In fact, one of the oldest Tao temple in the United States is actually in Trinity County. I think it's called the Josh House. The industry up here, as far as employment goes outside of the government itself, is tourism. There's a lot of historic land and historic sites. In fact, the oldest county courthouse in California is in Trinity County. Something that surprised me is looking at voter data on Proposition 64. That was to legalize marijuana. It barely passed in Trinity County. In fact, it was just above 50% that voted in favor and 49% that voted against. And when you look at the state as a whole, it was passed by 57%. I thought, you know, Trinity County is part of that triangle, right, of Trinity County, Mendocino, and Humboldt County, where cannabis is commonly grown even before its legalization. But the county rejected it, or I guess they passed it, but not very overwhelmingly, as I might have thought, or maybe you guys would have thought as well. So just driving downtown in Weaverville. It's kind of a little quaint community. Just a half a mile or less from our destination. All right, here's the destination.
So your truck's here.
Okay.
And we're here.
Okay. Okay, gotcha now.
So we're gonna go up here.
Yep.
Come down here, and then come out this way. And at this point, we can do the new loop,
Okay.
which is the blue lead, right in here. Yeah, Day Ranch. Oh yeah, Day Ranch is just—it's really scenic.
Okay. Well, cool.
Yeah.
So you're on a Specialized as well, huh?
I am.
So is that a StumpJumper?
No, it's an Epic. So that's part of the East Weaver Creek Trail, and we'll be moving on to the other side of the creek and taking Day Ranch down.
Gotcha. Whew. It's a good little downhill section here. Really fun, really flowy. Whew. Boy, the weather, the temperature is absolutely perfect. The canopy provided by these redwoods, really makes it nice and cool. And you got that creek next to us. Whew. Good little drop there. I see why he wanted to ride this section over the Jackass Trail. So we're kind of out in the open a little bit more here. Don't have the shade provided by those redwoods. You can noticeably see that the dirt is a little bit drier and therefore a little looser out here in the sun exposed area. little history facts Alan was sharing with me is like Mariposa, this is one of those counties that has no actual permanent streetlights. Nice little downhill section there. See a lot of rocks and granite in the middle of the road. Really cool ride. This trail is really phenomenal. Weather's ideal. Dirt is ideal. And having a guide makes this thing a lot more rewarding. You know, if you only got 8 to 10 miles to spend, having a trail guide can help you maximize those mileage. So Alan grew up in the Bay Area and has been mountain biking since he was young. Moved out here, I think he said about 10 years ago, and kind of got back into mountain biking. Ooh, there's an old fun section. Ooh, that was good right there. I had a bug fly in my ear.
Oh, ear?
Yeah, I've never had that before.
I've had bees fly in my helmet.
Right.
Any number of bugs in my throat, but not the ear.
So I stopped to try to feel around, and he was in there for about a minute, and then he eventually flew out. Kind of weird. Alan was saying back there where the red tape was hanging that they discovered an old mining pond up above that, and they're trying to tie in a trail that will take you up to the pond, but they had to bring in a couple archaeologists to kind of survey everything, make sure it's copacetic with what they want to do with it. That's fun stuff right there, and that breeze, and that feels good.
This is How Ditch.
Okay.
So a lot of the trails in the Weaver Basin are ditch trails.
Okay.
So this is how the miners moved water to get it to where they wanted.
Okay, gotcha.
So they're really low grade.
Gotcha.
Pretty mellow as they contour through.
Perfect.
And then talking about fires earlier, so this is a section where they just did a prescribed burn, so you'll see
Okay.
spots on the side or along the trail where they burned the spring.
It's kind of a cool little scenic trail. It's obviously pretty narrow, single track. And it just kind of flows through the forest. Not a lot of obstacles of any sort. As Alan mentioned, the miners use this to move water up and down these little dikes. A lot of these little bridges, they're pretty small, but when you look at trail forks, they really populate the Trail Fork map with lots of bridges here at Weaverville. On Trail Forks, it shows a ton of bridges. I mean, tons of them. I haven't seen any other trail that had that many bridges called out. Yeah, that's what I'm gathering. It's just interesting. Who's ever running Trail Forks for you guys is adding all the detail. That's you, huh? Whew. Just do a little downhill here. Got some branches. Took my glasses off because I'm sweating pretty good, and it's starting to run down a little bit. Probably need to get some clear goggles, kind of like what Alan's wearing. Whew. So I kind of had a bend in the road there with a big sharp rock in the middle. And you had to kind of last second navigate through it, around it. Stuff like that made me really want to consider the Cush core before I end up getting Cush core. Whew. So you kind of get back up in here to where these redwoods are, and you see a noticeable drop in temperature.
All right, this is the brand new spanking.
Brand new stuff here, huh?
Yeah.
Woo!
You did it.
Woo! That's some climbing.
Yeah. Buddy. Are you ready to have some fun?
I am. I'm ready for the downhill. We earned it.
That's right. You did payoff.
All right. So probably climbed about 800, maybe 1,000 feet up this new trail they just kind of built and opened. So now we're going to get some downhill stuff. Ooh. Little mouse in the middle of the road. It's kind of a narrow, kind of rolling flow trail here. There's some spectacular views there of Trinity County. Oh, this is good stuff. It's always nice after a long climb to get the reward of downhill. And this thing's really flowy, not a lot of raw gardens or anything like that. Not a lot of obstacles, just kind of riding the flow. Woo! And that's fun right there. Good stuff right there. I see why Alan wanted to take me on this trail. Gives you really a nice ride. Gives you a good representation of what they're doing here in Trinity County. They build this by hand, bring in a machine?
We had a mini dozer running trail lines came over with their mini dozer.
Okay.
And then at one point, the train Weaverville donated a mini excavator.
Okay.
And then that was brought in as well.
Alan said they had a mini dozer that they brought in. Sounds like they brought in maybe a trail building company that dug this trail, and then local lumber mill brought in an excavator, donated it. A little more technical in this section. Wow, those are some wide switchbacks, or high burn switchbacks. Really got a chance to learn how to ride those. Whew. Whew. Wow, that's good stuff. Whew. That's a narrow little turn there. Almost hit those trees. Look at that, there's the car. Woo!
Oh man, that was fun.
That was really good stuff. Man, that was fun. All right, so this is where we started our ride from. We ended up shuttling from this location. We left my truck at the other location where we got into the truck and drove back here. So we kind of just did a shuttle point to point. And so this is where we started, and you've seen in the video where we ended. All right, wanted to do a quick post-ride wrap-up review. Man, that was an exceptional ride. And as I mentioned on the trail, having a tour guide who rides the trail often makes things a lot easier, because you're not having, well, you're just able to maximize the 12 miles that we ended up riding, the 2.5 hours that we rode. It probably would not have been as epic if I tried to figure it out on my own. And so a lot of fun. The trails were amazing. Everything was in really good shape. Some good little obstacles here and there, but the flow of that trail was just absolutely fun. Had a climb up about 800 feet, I'm thinking. I'll check it out on Trail Forks and I'll put it in the description, but I think we climbed about 800 feet in the middle of the trail to get to a new section that just opened up, and that was an absolute blast going down that. So again, had a really good time riding this trail. Weather was impeccable. There's bathrooms, you can kind of see them through there. The parking place that we started did not have bathrooms, so just kind of FYI on that. Wow, great stuff. So we're going to get changed here, and then we're going to head over to Trinity Brewing and grab a little bit of a lunch. If you're near Trinity County, you haven't been out here, you got to get out here. It's some of the most fun riding I've had. All right, going to grab some lunch here at the Trinity County Brewing Company. You recommend anything?
What's that?
You recommend anything?
I'm gonna get a burger.